Well, I'll be damned, this is what it felt like being the boy in the movie Iron Giant, which ended happily and not sadly. Don't you dare take this from me. In this video I will be explaining 5 things not to do in a grief session. Currently you are looking at the ice cave on the island. While Van Diesel here starts clearing outside, let me tell you about the first common mistake that occurs, thinking that because the enemy is not home, you have free reign to make stupid dive choices, is not the correct way to think. I mean, look at it this way. You remember the movie Home Alone? Kevin McAllister could have phoned the police at any time. He was a child who had accidentally been left alone, just like this base. One call and he would have been safe, but it was never about being safe or alone. He was hunting those men, he wanted them to die and he enjoyed it. Sometimes an empty crouch spot is similar to that. Don't go into raiding without thinking or you'll just die looking like a Republican. Number 2, when someone does make their way out to you whereas you and your friends savagely murder them, make sure to remember that there is this horrible creature called feared hawk. And where there is feared hawks there needs to be heavy turrets, which of course isn't always a standard pocket carry. However, if you have one and you got yourself a PhD in mathematics, then this is how you can manipulate the feared hawk into your turret. Yeah, that's right, I good will hunted the shit out of that kill. Step 3, when your friend accepts a 1v1, be ready to bring a camera since most likely your friend is going to eat dirt and you might need something to show at his wedding. Most of you won't have to deal with this problem though, since most likely your friends are not prone to making mistakes your daily activity. I however have chosen to make this ticking time bomb my friend, and his stupidity has no bounds. On the bright side, so does his rage. In short, the lesson here is don't only bring a bunch of smart friends. Bringing a bunch of safe players is not a way to enjoy the gameplay. Instead, bring a guy with a negative IQ score and watch as his full melee build pays off. Good job, Tom, go get yourself a cookie. Step 4, be aware of your surroundings, as in when that British kid pulls out his pocket machete, make sure to step back and introduce him to the Second Amendment. There are 2 things that can come from this kind of momentum. The first of them is that you get to cosplay Indiana Jones in Raiders of the Lost Ark, where my man just pulls up his gun and blasts the guy out of laziness factor. Secondly, it stops you from moving into shitty spots, like you'll see here in a second, where I failed in my homicide attempt and instead decided to move forward. Never move forward, especially when there is a massive purple Barney the dinosaur with a munch range of 25 miles. Can we take a moment to talk about this? So Ark is owned by the company Wildcard, right? Makes sense. Wildcard, according to Google, has 90 employees and has made over $15 million in revenue profits. So here is my question. Why in the ever-loving Christ are you still letting Lenny the intern do all the coding when it comes for dinosaur bite range? Wildcard, please. I mean, I'm currently asking you politely, but if founders Doug Kennedy or Jeremy Stieglitz find a weird-shaped shadowy figure staring at them with the Forrest Whitaker stink eye, you better know I warned you. Lenny is off the hook for being abused. Punishing him would be like punishing the Catholic school children for agreeing to go into the wine cellar of the Vatican. All you coding interns can breathe, for now. In other news, the word of the day is puddle, which means to work ineffectively or to be extremely busy while achieving absolutely nothing, which is what I have been doing. So on to the next step of our video. Step 5, I know it can be tempting to play Bob the Builder's anarchy-driven cousin, thus wanting to place explosive Play-Doh traps all over the place. However, please make sure to inform your teammates about the C4, or at least have the empathy to not sacrifice them for the chance of a kill. I for one do not have such empathy. At least it looked lovely, right? That's it, we have pointed out 5 steps, we talked about our teammates' special talents. It's important to be aware of your surroundings. Don't trust everyone you play with because there's a chance they're not actually looking out for you. Make sure to always pedal your feet backwards in a fight, since there is no such thing as good coded dinosaurs. And lastly, never ever trust that you can raid the base easily just because no one is currently keeping a bird eye on the door. Yet that's about it. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I imagine you have all zoned out long ago instead of listening and are all thinking instead like me, what's the most high risk to low reward thing you've ever done? I bet Monica Lewinsky is the global winner on this one. See you in the next short one, lunatics.